Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stay down, woman, and let me slowly drop my roll. Feel it, baby. I'll take you to another globe. Riding downtown, we're now approaching took a left lunge into your arms. I took a left lunge into your arms. I took a dive. I jumped in with all of my heart. I took a dive. Won't you come and take a dive with me? Won't you come and take a dive with me? Jump in with all of your heart. Take a dive. Won't you come and take a dive with me? Won't you come and take a dive with me? Won't you come and take a dive with me? Won't you come and take a dive? I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. What is time in your life? They say to be young. What is time in your life? They say to have fun. Oh, I think it's never enough time to do what you must. It's never enough, no, to do what you must. So I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. What is time in your life? They say to be real. What is time in your life? You do what you feel. One more time I say, it's never enough to do what you must. It's never enough to do what you must. It's never enough to do what you time. One more time I say, I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. It's never enough to do what you must. It's never enough to do what you must. It's never enough to do what you time. One more time I say, I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. Yeah. I can say that I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't say I have the time. When I counted up my demons, saw there was one for every day. But with the good ones on my shoulders, I drove the other ones away. So if you ever feel neglected, and if you think that all is lost, be counting up my demons, yeah, hoping everything's not lost. Everybody's out to get you. Don't you let it drag you down. 'Cause if you ever feel neglected, if you think that all is lost, I'll be counting up my demons, yeah, hoping everything's not lost. If you ever feel neglected, if you think that all is lost, I'll be counting up my demons, yeah, hoping everything's not lost, singing out, not lost, so come on, yeah, oh yeah, oh come on, yeah, and everything's not lost, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, and everything's not lost. Sing out, yeah, and everything's not lost. Now I never meant to do you wrong. That's what I came here to say. But if I was wrong, then I'm sorry. Don't let it stand in our way. 'Cause my head just aches when I think of the things that I shouldn't have done. But life is for living, we all know. And I don't want to live it alone. Sing sing and just sing
Hi, YouTube. How's it going? You can see us. You can hear us. Good. Everything is shipshape. Great. Well, we've got an exciting episode coming up ahead, so don't miss it. In the meantime, let's go ahead and scroll up on my notes and then just jump right in. Hello, fellow Galactic listeners. I'm Aaron Julian, and this is WSTR Galactic Public Access, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 235. We hope you and yours are well, and with everything crazy going on, we want to continue to be a platform that promotes positivity, life, and hope, and a little Star Wars along the way. Today, we're talking to singer/songwriter Dan Biemer, aka Captain Ambivalent. Welcome to the show, Dan.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. Thanks for stopping by. And we've also got Mr. Todd Hoffman.
Hello there. I'm ready to laugh and have fun tonight.
Of course. All right. Well, let's go ahead and tease that news before we get carried away. First up, Flaun.
Okay.
Second up, Healthy Treats. And finally, A Chicago Connection. That'd make an interesting sequel. Anyway. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our main topic.
All right. So way back in our 200th episode, we played Jawa rap from Dan here, and we got to partake in your fun lyrical satire, and it was a lot of fun. And so, like, we got to have this guy on the show. And so we finally got that to happen. So we're so grateful that you're able to come on the show today. So we always ask our guests this question: how did you get into Star Wars?
Oh, that is great. Well, I first of all, I don't know my video. I'm apparently caught in some region of space where time moves in a random fashion. So there's not too much that I can do about that, but I hope it makes sense. Anyway, so I just happened to be about the right age so that the original Star Wars came out when I was in middle school, and so I saw it cold in the theater. Actually, there was a preview article distributed at school in like the Scholastic magazine, which normally only talked about books. And somehow, I don't know how, they got that Star Wars worked in there, an article about the making of with the picture of a couple of monsters and stuff. And it looked great.
We're talking like Scholastic, like Scholastic Book Fair?
Yeah, like the kind of, they had, it was something like a Scholastic Reader or something. It was just like a little printed on really crappy paper that they handed out to all the kids for part of the class. So it was like a school thing.
Nice.
So that part was cool. There was nothing, we'd never heard of anything like that before. And then, so we got in, it was like in the biggest theater in the multiplex, one that had giant subwoofers in it. Mm-hmm. And as some of your previous musician guests have noted, like the way that the the 20th Century Fox fanfare segued seamlessly into the soundtrack, and it was like all of 20th Century Fox had been leading up to this moment.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That the Star Destroyer coming overhead, like the whole theater was kind of rumbling and shaking, and that was it.
Wow.
Sold.
That
Sold.
permanently mind blown. That was
bet.
I love that.
Yeah. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your journey. Like, where did music kind of come into that? Where did it kind of seep into your life? And yeah, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
So so I'd say my mom and dad were old enough that they just missed rock and roll kind of. They knew about it a little bit, but they mostly played 50s musical theater stuff.
Hmm.
So anyway, I got hooked on lyrics as being
Like show
big.
tunes?
Show tunes, not all of which I think have stood the test of time, but there like Finian's Rainbow, and I don't know. Anyway, there was so that was kind of it, and so that kind of got comedy and eventually found the rock music on my own. I wrote 2 musicals in college,
Okay.
and then after that started writing more standalone, mostly story songs, funny songs. I found that tons and tons of other people were writing love songs and angst and breakup and relationship songs.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And the ones that I came up with did not really, they didn't really stand out, but the funny ones did. It was kind of a little selection process there.
Gotcha. That's awesome. So how did Captain Oblivion happen? What's the origin story there? We were doing a little pre-show. It's do we,
Sure.
Do we have an origin story here? What's the
real
there?
You mean the real life, or the there's the real life. It was kind of a desperation because I was having to work a regular job to pay off the student loans. I was at doing litigation support at a big corporate law firm as a paralegal, and trying to do music on the side. It was just really, really hard.
Yeah.
It was no time to get a band together. I played keyboards. It was hard to lug the keyboards around without a car.
Right.
And finally, just discover that, hey, accordion works really well. It's portable. I can sing and play it at the same time. That just seemed to be that. So that was that portion of it. And then the name came from a song that I wrote about. I was writing a song about an ordinary person superhero whose powers were not that impressive. And when it came time to do, so I was doing some open mics and stuff. And when I had my first real actual paid concert, we had a last minute dilemma of what do I call myself on the bill?
Right.
It was I was kind of doing open mics at basically a folk music house, and the convention in folk music seemed to be just to use your real name.
Yeah.
But again, that seemed really hard to remember, and there were a ton of other people using their real names, and it just so. After consulting a bunch of friends on group email, we narrowed it down to just naming it after that song, so Captain Ambivalent. And then after that, we figured out, oh yeah, then I can wear a costume and have a giant inflatable dinosaur and an ambivacave and live in a strange time warp.
Right. That's awesome. That's so cool. So, I mean, I'm going to get this out of the way up front here. The one that we know most people know about musical satire and stuff like that is Weird Al,
Of course.
So, Weird Al, obviously his shtick is that he takes a really popular song and then merges the lyrics, into something that's funny, eat it and instead of beat it, and obviously the famous the one from Phantom Menace, which is
the panicking guy.
The saga begins.
The saga begins. Yes, yeah. So I mean, he kind of flips the popular trendy song into something that's funny. So how lead into that? How do you come up with songs? Is it more lyrical based, or you are kind of leaning on a popular song to kind of trigger that, or what's your process there?
I hardly ever, because because Weird Al is who he is, I really
Yes.
haven't tried to venture it to do the same thing that he does.
Yes.
I mean, he does a
Right,
few
right.
originals, but he's mainly known for the parodies. And like on his originals, he may play accordion. He's known for accordion, but he doesn't actually play that much accordion, or like it isn't really
Right.
featured. So I thought, so my
Right.
way, anyway, since I was going to do basically one man, was just to put the accordion front and center, even in recordings, in a way that I don't know that of anybody else that does it exactly the same way. And
Sure.
mostly focus on funny lyrics. Usually I'll get like a seed of an idea that could come from like a conversation or something that happens in real life, and it'll usually come to me as like a little phrase with maybe a little bit of melody with it, and then I'll have to sort of take that and craft it into something
Okay.
that makes sense. That has like, most of them are kind of story-ish, for the most part, I would say. But yeah, it's almost always reacting to something. It could be pop culture, could be just a conversation.
Right.
That's about it. So I'm trying to, so like I definitely admire Al and consider him an influence, but I'm not like trying to imitate him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's
Like,
just like he's probably the most, well known
Absolutely.
but of that kind of music. Yeah.
100%. And they might be giants is kind of the other, the if people compare me to somebody, well, depending on their background, it's and what they've been exposed to, it's usually like Weird Al, They Might Be Giants, or Urkel.
Or you also have like Flight of the Conchords or Dr. Demento in there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've gotten I've been this interesting weird space where I think I've had one song played on Dr. Demento. I've had one song played on the Midnight Special, which is like a folk music program, and one song played on XRT's Local Anesthetic, which is like the alternative program.
No kidding.
Oh, I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
Alternative folk comedy.
Yeah, that's
you.
Go
for it.
That's you, man.
That's
you.
where
I am. What strikes you as like fun in what's something funny in Star Wars that you just tickles you every time? What's something funny? Yeah.
There's so much. There's a lot of humor, especially in the especially in the original trilogy. There's just a lot of funny stuff. The things that I particularly remember blowing my mind. Well, I remember the first when the Jawas zap R2D2 and he just like falls over with the big clang like a garbage can. I remember everybody in the theater just cracked up completely at that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it has the same effect like after on repeat viewings, but like watching for the first time as a surprise, it was funny. But the things that I thought, the trash compactor scene, I think is hilarious. That whole sequence, just the idea of the noble heroes accidentally falling into the trash compactor trying to escape was, and then all the dialogue and everything in that was
right. Yeah. Han's like, we're gonna be a lot thinner.
Yeah. Just like the whole thing, even the Han from the point where Han's trying to stall the stormtroopers on the console. It's just like it's just like everything is just going south on this heroic rescue attempt, and it was really funny. It was just it was unexpected, and I think that I don't know. There's just a lot of the guy the Rancor trainer.
Yes.
Crying after the battle, and just like there's just like all these touches everywhere. I think less. I don't know. That's what.
Those are kind of fun bits. Okay, what's quirky in Star Wars that you're just like, man, why is that in there? But I love it so much. What's something very quirky? You're like, oh, okay.
My first reaction was going to be, what's not quirky in Star Wars? Like everything is just so strangely random, but it feels real. It works. I don't know if I can pick out one particular thing. I recently fell down a rabbit hole on the ice cream maker guy in Bespin, Cloud City, just like hauling around this piece of equipment that was actually an ice cream maker, and that.
No, but not anyone's ice cream maker. It is George Lucas's own personal ice cream.
Yes, that is
Wilbur Hood.
Wilbur Hood.
Yes.
that.
Yes, and it's gotten so popular that it's called the Running of the Hoods at Celebration, and I mean it's a whole thing. It's like where all the freaky quirky things. That's where you want to be, man. And it's,
Absolutely, I need to try to get to that.
Yes. An
For sure.
accordion would be welcomed by many. I think. Yeah. One of my so we went to Celebration Chicago, and I've never seen the Running of the Hoods in person, and that was like on the bucket list. I'm like, I want to see it, and I just happened to be at the right spot at the right time, and I'm just like, this is the most amazing thing ever. I am so glad that I was able to experience that. But one of the things that I saw there were these guys in pink shorts with boom mics, and they're just holding out the boom mics. They have no shirt on, and they have pink shorts, and they have boom mics. Yeah, really like Daisy Duke kind of shorts. And I'm just like, and they're holding a boom mic, and they're like, I saw them prior to them doing this parade, and they were just like randomly like holding up boom mics like you're on set. And I was just like, I'm a deep cut kind of Star Wars guy. I pretty much know a lot of things, and I didn't know this, and I was like really intrigued. So obviously I had to go to the Google and like, what is this? And it turns out when they did some pickup shots for A New Hope, there's a scene where they're trying to do the land speeder because they had some difficulties in Tunisia. So they did some pickups in Arizona, and sure enough, there's George Lucas like in his flannel, probably sweating like 100 degrees or whatever. But here is a gentleman like off to the right in aviator glasses, no shirt, pink shorts, boom mic. So he's the boom mic guy. And
my hero.
like that was like, yeah. And he's like a total quirky kind of thing. And I was just like, it's like not even in the film, but it's like, behind the scenes. And it's like, okay, this is really quirky. And this is like I'm super into boom mic guy now,
Wow. When you get people cosplaying a behind the scenes photo, that's like,
yes. I think that's where you're the franchise is making it. And it's like, wait, is this guy in the movie? No, this is a behind the scenes guy. Just like recently with Mandalorian, it was the gray shirt, blue jean guy that was there for, I think, a week, right, Aaron, or something like that. And then they
painted him out.
Yeah. So there's a scene where like Mando's running through a hallway or whatever, and he's at a Imperial facility, and there's a guy with a watch that you can kind of see, like, for
blue jeans.
Again, we're Star Wars fans, so people are pausing everything, and literally it's like 1 second, and he's kind of like, just you can see his like arm and his jeans, and like he's
trying not to be seen.
Yeah, trying not to be seen, but he's there. And somebody called it, and so now, people probably cosplay, but
wow,
we've been expunged from the Jedi archives. You can't find it on Disney Plus anymore. So,
it's really hard to get away with stuff these days. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's like the Game of Thrones thing where
the coffee cup,
Starbucks. They had Starbucks back
then. Yeah.
I think they went back and digitally removed that too, if I'm not mistaken. But
I could see a particular kind of fantasy where that would totally work, but not that one.
Yeah. So we have something in chat here. Press Plate says, "Hey Alan, shout out to you. Quirky equals Ewoks. You think Ewoks are quirky?"
Oh man. Okay, so
the steeps. It's tread carefully.
I'm gonna
spill
tread
that tea,
carefully.
sis.
What I'm just gonna say is that like at the time, and so I must have been like in high school or whatever. And my general peers had real mixed reactions to Return of the Jedi. There were some things about it we liked. I think that people were there was a little sense of letdown because they basically just combined like the main goal of the first movie with the plot twist of the second movie. Instead of going in a new direction, there's sort of a lot of stuff that was cool, like speeder bikes, cool, flying sandbarges, cool.
Yes.
And at that time, I think there, at least in my peer group in high school, there was total disappointment that the Ewoks were not the Wookiees. Because that's kind of what we really thought should be. Now, since then, like going back and rewatching and stuff, they don't bother me as much as they have, I kind of grown to
appreciate them
a little bit more. I think it would have, if like the quirk is the overall concept of having like like coordinated primitives just smashing the heck out of the Imperial, then that, and I'm that general concept,
or just having a dress ready for Leia. I mean, they just had it laying around like laying around.
That didn't even occur to me until later, when there was the internet and there were memes. There were people saying, they must have eaten the previous owner. That's the only explanation. Like, oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So,
or like Padme, she just brings her wardrobe wherever she goes.
Oh,
well,
that's got enough
saying,
problems.
like the Ewoks. Yeah, you're saying like Ewoks just like picked up like Leia's like luggage somewhere and be like, oh, we saw this over here.
Oh my God.
I think that for generations they've looked out for women of that size and build and
and
well,
there was that they're cannibals, like, because they were eating humans. It's like no, they were just eating humans. They're not cannibals. They're not eating themselves. They are so they like Leia, but Han, Chewie, and Luke, they're like, nah, we're good.
They thought it was too chewy.
Yeah.
Got him.
There it is.
But I've fortunately faded into my black hole at that point. So no one...
oh
dear,
it's all good.
Oh no, it just adds to the madness. All right.
So, I mean, pop culture is huge, right? There's a lot in pop culture. What I know, we have other major pop culture franchises out there. Are there any other ones that you really endure, really enjoy, and some things that have spawned some songs for you?
Oh yeah, so I really enjoy the Marvel, the MCU a lot. Almost all of them. There's like a couple,
right,
or less, but for the most part, overall good record. I know some of the comic lore, but it's really hard to keep up with all of it. And I kind of like peaked around college, and then it got harder and harder to keep up. But,
I think that's what the general, like the general, like what the MCU really opened up is like, guys, we know it's the cosmic cube in the star in the MCU, like in this, this comic, we're just gonna call it the Tesseract, and like, okay, that sounds cool, like they kind of like just like, this is the timeline. And I mean, there's a couple deep cuts, but at the same time, they just kind of simplified it and say, these are good guys, these are bad guys, a little bit about them, and so you didn't have to know that, there's 300 different variants of this time period. This is it. And I think that's where really Marvel took off with that and just like made it its own thing. Is like, we know there's a lot of rich history and we're going to pull a little bit in, but really we're just like level is setting. So it's cool for newcomers, but still geeky enough for, those diehards.
Well, I think it let him cherry pick the very best story bits from all of the history of comics, so they could just like skip over a lot of the junk, distill it down, and what worked and what really resonated with people. So that part, and just having the discipline to maintain that is just amazing. Especially not to like compared to like the DC movies have not done as much for me in that
Yeah.
area. But anyway,
Well, yeah, but I think the other appeal, that's the comic book hook, is like everything that, you know, the post credit scene, which, you know, there was post credit scenes before, before Iron Man. We get that. I mean, but they took it to the whole nother level. Is like we're gonna tease this little bit for you, and that's what really kind of spurred that kind of water cooler talk, or at least people getting excited for that next film. Like, dude, I don't know anything about Ant-Man, but I'm going in because I know, like, and that's where you're taking these kind of lower level, BC kind of characters and just making it their own movie. You're like, I can't believe they're doing this, but it worked, so.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Like, the Guardians of the Galaxy was the biggest surprise to me. I think that was the one I was least familiar with beforehand too, which probably helps. But it's just all, they're pretty amazing. Hope they
I'm
don't mess it
curious
up.
to know what you think about The Suicide Squad.
Oh,
I have not seen it yet.
Oh my God. We're talking about like all this like quirky and weird stuff, and that movie is full of it. So I think, based on what you said, I think you would enjoy it very much.
Yeah. So like the DCs, I kind of tend to wait. Well, a lot of the, so in order to be, so in order to live the superhero lifestyle here, I kind of have to pinch the pennies a little bit. So sometimes I see things like several months after they're out when they become cheap on streaming or something like that.
Right.
So I kind of pick what to stay current on. So like I like switch cheap streaming services a lot. So like I was up on I got Disney Plus for The Mandalorian and and WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and so now I'm off it for a little while, but I need to get back on to see What If. So that's kind of like,
Gotcha.
Hey man, you got to keep the tech updated. You got to make some cuts here every once in a while, even that you're living that superhero life, So
that is true. So yes.
Well, if you have the means, I highly recommend it. It is so choice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I plan on it. I did. I did. It's on my list. I wait to see the reviews sometimes too, because some of the earlier attempts, if it looks at people I listen to what that I know say about it, and if people are kind of lukewarm or wishy-washy, then I'll just skip it. But,
what's interesting to me is the movies that are like, some of the reviews and comments are like, this is the best movie ever, and then some of the reviews and comments are like, this is worse than garbage, it should never have been made, blah blah blah. And I'm like, that's an interesting movie.
I remember. Okay.
No, I was just gonna say it. Like, even if you think about Star Wars, like I think that's one of the amazing things. You couldn't make that movie today. First of all, our attention spans have been blown away. We can't focus on anything. And like the fact that like one of the interesting things that I think about Star Wars is that not only is it introduced by droids, but you don't see the main hero till about 20 minutes in. And it's like, I just can't, like, I can't even fathom like going to a modern cinema experience to be like, I don't even know who the hero is, and I like, you're like, what's happening here? There's just so much world building that Star Wars does from the get-go that, like in today's age, it's like most of the times, and most of our complaints is like the trailer gives the whole story away. You're like, well, I'm still gonna see it, but it's just really hard to surprise people now, and to. I was kind of getting with Aaron's point is that, something that somebody says it's garbage and somebody says it's really great, it's probably the best movie, because most mainstream appeal, it's just like, I just want to see major explosions and like no dialogue and just giving you all the great stuff. And it's like that weird combination that really sometimes are the best movies, So.
Yeah, well, there were bad reviews of Star Wars when it first came out. I remember reading them and being amazed. Like one there was one critical review. I remember they said scornfully that it had a comic book plot. I said, well, what's wrong with that? but the other thing is that I think that like people that probably Star Wars helped train people to much more quickly figure out what's going on when they're presented with something really out there. So like it's like what Star Wars, the original one, it was like there was really nothing at all like that out there, and it felt more fast paced than anything else in the movie theaters at the time, and it felt like you were dropped right into the middle of the action because you had the space pursuit overhead. It got right into the action, so it was kind of like walked. It did kind of like walk you into it a little bit, but I think at that time, it felt fast paced then, and it felt like that kind of like brought you into the story.
I never even thought of that way, where it's like where most stories take your hero and you're kind of through that hero's place, and it does. I mean, Star Wars does that a little bit, but but like you said, it just drops you in. You're like, what's going on? Whereas I mean, the title crawl kind of gives a little bit of preface, but at the same time, it's like we're doing this thing, and like there's history, and these guys got beef, and this guy doesn't like this guy, and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Like we're like, and I think that is something very interesting, like you said. Like
it is very clear when Darth Vader enters the ship that he's the bad guy. There's like no question about that. So
okay.
You can tell, you can kind of, you get the good guys and the bad guys, and you get this, but it doesn't really explain. It doesn't try to explain or give a whole lot of exposition after the crawl.
Yeah,
that made it feel really fast. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes movies they get bogged down trying to explain everything, and
exposition.
And you just gotta go. I think that like the worst. I think the worst example of that was like the '80s Dune movie, where they were trying to do it and they just couldn't do it, and you wound up having like these PowerPoint presentation style slides where it almost looked like they were just here the storyboards and we're going to try to dump some explanation on you. They're just like that didn't quite work anyway.
David Lynch, we love you, but
yes
that was his reach exceeded his grasp, I think, on that one.
So can you tell us a little bit about like what you're working on? What's going on in Captain Ambivalent's world now? So
we got lots of cool things. I've been working hard to line up some live performances this fall. We'll see how
with real people.
Oh my God!
Crossing fingers. So September 9th to 11th at the Elgin Fringe Festival, I'll have an in-person one-man show called Captain Ambivalent Tries to Make a Solo Rom-Com. And followed by like just regular concerts in Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, West Virginia, North Carolina, Nashville. And then meanwhile, at the same time, if you're not quite ready yet to venture out, I'll have a virtual online on-demand one-man show.
Nice.
Some very special effects running through the Rochester Fringe Festival, September 14th to October 9th.
Cool.
And then finally, after all that settles down, I hope to finish up an album that I've been working on for way too long.
Okay.
So basically, to get everything, go to CaptainAmbivalent.com.
All right.
You'll see all the infos. If you sign up for my email list, you get 4 songs free in both MP3 and D&D character sheet format.
Oh.
How could you resist that?
Now you're talking my language.
Right. Yeah, I was like, Aaron, pay attention here. Pay attention.
Oh, mercy.
So you got an accordion strapped on here.
I
brother.
do.
So this is why you have to come to the live stream here so you can check this stuff out and this cool cave effects here. But do you mind? You wanna? I think we got one in the hopper that's pre-recorded, right, Aaron?
Yep. That's on
I
my
do
end.
not have that ready to go. So
Okay.
I have it ready to go.
Oh my
he's
God.
got it ready.
Look at
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
So do you wanna tee it up for us? What are we gonna listen to?
Okay,
here?
so let's do, since we're on Star Wars, let's hit the hit the Star Wars. So I basically have 2 Star Wars songs recorded at this point, and you played the first one. So this is
Yes.
the second one. This
Okay.
is a sequel trilogy, but actually it's really all of it. Never mind. I'll shut up. I'll shut up and hit play.
Go for it.
Stop taking my hand. I can run by myself. Stop taking mine. It won't help the situation. Hand. Do I have to get a robot hand? Cause I will. Stop taking my hand. When I'm screaming no. Stop taking mine. When I'm hanging on by one hand. That's the last time I fight with you, Dad. Until I get a robot hand. Son, when you were young, I took your hand. When you were older, you took mine. The dark inside all turned to light when you took my robot hand. Start taking my hand. Take my robot hand. Start taking mine. On your lack of faith, disturbing hand. You'll make me a better man. Start taking my hand. Take my bloody hand. Start taking mine. I will have to think about it then. Maybe someday, but until then, stop taking my hand.
There you go.
Fantastic. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, that's what like what triggered that? Like you just thought that was
Well, I love that scene in Force
Yes.
Awakens. I love that sequence.
yeah.
And I think it may have occurred to me even right at that point. It's like, not too long after seeing that, I thought, just the whole hand thing about the Luke and Darth and the bloody handprint. There's definitely a hand theme going on.
Well, yeah, we do have some lopped appendages throughout the trilogies.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that lose some limbs here. So
That is true. Yeah. I think that the main characters lose a hand, and side characters lose an arm, I believe.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Or sometimes an entire half of their body, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
That may take the cake.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Maul gets the prize for anyway.
All right, so now you're gonna do a live. This is live,
All right, so live. So
in person. So
this is a
set us up
preview.
here.
This will be on the next album. So we were talking beforehand about what he should do, and this is going to be for the Lord of the Rings fans out there.
Yes.
Okay. And we know that these are difficult times for everyone.
Yes.
But there's a lot of inspiration in the Lord of the Rings. So I'm hoping that this will inspire and motivate you. All right. I got back away from the mic a little bit so we don't blow out.
Okay.
Here we go. When your adventure is over and you've beaten that guy with the ring, but you're on an exploding volcano and it looks like the end of all things, here is a thought worth a fight for. Yeah, there still is some good in this world. Hold on tight to that thought and to the CGI eagles. Just when you think it's the end of the road, CGI eagles will carry you home. Don't give up, your plight is known to the CGI eagles. Just when you think you were ready to die, CGI eagles will come from the sky, take you on their wings and fly away like CGI eagles. When your adventure is over and they're chalking it up as a win, but you couldn't even get up the mountain and you had to be carried by your friend, and you kind of gave up and turned evil till the other guy slipped and fell in. But you can show your face again thanks to CGI Eagles. Just when you think it's the end of the road, CGI Eagles will carry you home. Don't give up, your plight is known to the CGI Eagles. Just when you think you were ready to die, CGI Eagles will come from the sky, take you on their wings and fly away like CGI Eagles.
Hey!
I got some friends to sing harmony on that for the recorded version. It should
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so
Even
Oh my
much.
gosh.
You're
That was
welcome.
great. Our co-host Carla will be laughing for that one. That one
Excellent.
Yes, that is great.
That was my
That is
goal.
great. You kind of hit all the points right there, Dan. I don't know what I don't know how to
So somebody shared a meme that came from seeing somebody shared a meme that had like last year that just had the like Frodo and Sam saying
Yes.
oh there's still some good in the world as like an actual sort of inspirational message, and then hold on, that's something to hold on to. Shoot, I
Yes.
forget the exact quote, but I
Right.
think that and I thought, yeah, you can hold on to that and to the CGI Eagles.
And then that's it was all over from
Off
there.
to the races. Yep.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's like you kind of, like you said, you kind of forget Frodo was not in a good spot there at Mordor, and
Nope.
it took Sam to kind of help him out a little bit, and also CGI Eagles.
Yep.
Like where was Gandalf and those guys? Well, 10 minutes ago, like what's going on here?
Yeah, that's all like endlessly debated on the on the interwebs. That I think they had to get the explanation. I think that makes the most sense to me is that they had to, as long as the ring rays were still around, the Eagles couldn't get through. And so basically only after the ring was destroyed, the ring rays are gone, then the Eagles kept it.
Makes sense.
That was totally not funny. That was just
Yeah. So you said you've been working on the album for like forever. So like how long is this going on? And why don't we have this out now?
So I had the first I did the Save the Orcs in like 2017.
Okay.
And I unfortunately, so this is okay, we're gonna get a little more real and sad here, but
That's okay.
sent it off to the duplications, and then my mom died. And so like it was like and then basically there was just like a lot of stuff hindering the progress of the album as I disappeared. Again. Another dimension. Oh, back now. Okay.
Dan, every time you get serious, you just disappear.
I don't know what that is. That's something. I don't know. It's the Force. Now I forget what to say. No, yeah. So it's just like between one thing and another, trying to figure out the right time to finish and release it, and then like the pandemic came, and then so as I had it almost done, and then the pandemic started. I'm like, I think I gotta like hang on to it. So I did like one. I think in early June, I released like one single, which is not actually going to be on the album. It didn't really fit. It's a polka called "She Takes Bad Selfies," and so that actually got something out. So you can find that on my website, CaptainAmbivalent.com, as I remember to plug. But then, So this other stuff. So basically, and the other thing is that like the whole independent music scene is just like changed really, really quickly. Kind of like in that time, almost since 2017, really. The CDs have just like tanked compared to streaming and such, and the whole release strategy is different. You're trying to So I spent some of the kind of the quarantine time trying to catch up and learn stuff. that I didn't seem to have time
What's
to do
this
before. Yeah.
MP3 thing? What is
Oh,
this?
okay, not that bad, but,
Yeah.
like, wait, so
Yeah.
you're supposed to like drop all these singles ahead of time, and then you're supposed to, I
Yeah.
to be doing a lot more on social media than I've been doing.
Oh,
What's this newfangled Twitter thing? And so it's like,
yeah, it's
anyway,
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, like, back when radio started, right? Like you would drop a bunch of singles and put some on
Yep.
vinyl,
Yep.
right? And then you get the radio play, and then finally you put an album together.
Yep.
And then it turned into, well, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do albums, exclusively, no singles. And then the singles, they would pick a couple off the album to play on radio play. And then there was there's a little thing in the 90s where you put new work like on movie tracks. You're like, okay, I'm going to put this new album, new song. You want to see this new song, you go, buy this movie soundtrack, and then, like you said, this kind of new thing is like, streaming, and, you drop some people are dropping albums on Fortnite, and you're like, what is happening? What is going on? I don't understand these things. And so it's
and so I kind of like, so I kind of, when I started to get into like popular, like rock music and stuff, that was the album stage. And that kind of fit with like the theater background, where you sort of thought of it as being like kind of
experience.
An experience, and with an art tying things together, and you make sure to get the order just right. So it's kind of a whole thing. And now that's like that shuffle play, playlist streaming. It's
right. Yeah.
I'm still kind of stuck in that old, at least trying to make it thematically tie together. I've got to like go with that. This might be, I don't know, this could be like the last kind of album quote.
Yeah.
Of that model.
Well, I mean, again, it's not like you have to follow, you can do your thing,
No, exactly. It's just like, it's you can actually, seems like you can get more attention like one song at a time.
Yes. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, anyway,
so soon we're at soon again. We're back to soon. Yeah.
I'm not making any promises, because every time I make projections, they all something horrible intervenes, and
no,
I get stuck in a time loop, and then it's like oh well. But soon, real soon now.
Soon. Awesome. Well, that's great. I mean, I mean, and you got to work on your own, your thing. It's your thing. It's your.
And I have so the real thing is I have a Stranger Things parody song, or not parody, but more like tribute, that I need to get out before Stranger Things 4 drops, and that's like next summer. So I'm like, I gotta get this out before then.
Yes,
that's my.
That's a good goal. That's a good goal.
That's my deadline. Oh, but then there's the. No, I think that's before the Silmarillion. There's all the Tolkien bumps coming from that Amazon series, and I'm not sure when that's supposed to be.
Yes.
But I think that might be like next fall or something. So anyway, I got to get that. I got to get everything. I should be in a good position to like hit both of those big pop culture events. But I get it done. So,
that's awesome. Yeah, awesome. Very cool. Well, can you stick around a little bit? We want to keep you on the. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. It's a great time for an ad read, right, Aaron?
Yeah, indeed it is.
Yeah.
You want me to do it or you?
I can do it. I'll do it.
Go for it.
All right, stick around, and we're gonna pay some bills. It ain't easy living with a price on your head. You can find us all on the fine folks on the socials here. Heather at Hawk Awesome, Carla at Carla Marie Jack, myself at Tizad, and then one podcast is not enough. You can follow my son Trent and myself at Big T Little T Podcast. Aaron's at Aaron Julian on the Instagram. Hey, we're part of the Red 5 Network, Red numeral 5 Network, and ourselves WSTR Media. If you want to leave us an email, yes, we take emails, mailbox at WSTRmedia.com. Or you can dial at us on the old telly, 630-557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. Operators are standing by to take your messages, and we will play it on an upcoming podcast. Hey, we got a back catalog of episodes, and that can be found at podcast.wstrmedia.com. And then we are brought to you by the fine folks at Audible. Audible is Amazon's audiobook service of choice. And they got a bazillion titles to choose from. And if you want to try a 30-day free trial, you can go to audibletrial.com/WSTR. You get 1 exclusive book and then 2 exclusive Audible originals. That's right. You get free books, all for the price of nothing, because it's free for 30 days. And then if you keep it, you get to enjoy those exclusives every month. They release exclusives every month, and then you get to build up your credits. And you know, we like our Republic credits here, so you can use that fake money to buy more Audible books and all that kind of fun stuff. But it is a really cool way to enjoy books when you're on the go, or learn something. Maybe you want to play the accordion. I'm sure there is a Audible book out there for that. But yeah, try that at audibletrial.com/WSTR. Hey, we got a store of merch, and it's called store.wstrmedia.com. You can find all kind of fine t-shirts and all kinds of great stuff there. If you want to support us in a different way, patreon.com/WSTRmedia. You can be like Jeremy Meyer, Scare Scuttlebutt, Elena Strikes, Nicholas Schaefer, and Rule Farm Boy that help support the show. And there you go. That is all. We paid the bills. Now it's time to take out some trash.
Let's do it.
All right. Every week we're running those polls on the Twitter. And last week we had Anthony on from Create Sci-Fi, and he developed a short film called Forsaken Mandalorian and the Drunken Jedi Master. So kind of tying in with that, what is your favorite part of the Mandalorian show? Drop those comments. So we have the armor, the music, the effects, and the story. I purposely left out Grogu because I know everyone's favorite is Baby Yoda. But
now you're thinking,
yeah, Dan, what out of those 4 choices, or you can have an original. I'm fine with that. But what's like one of your favorite parts about Mandalorian?
Well, okay, I like the way. Well, I thought they captured the feel of the original Star Wars trilogy very well, and so I don't know if that would be the environment would be that's probably like completely at right angles to everything that you were trying to
Yeah.
So the choices that you're trying to provide. But,
right. Yeah.
So
No, that's fine. Aaron never picks the right choice anyway, so I'm
never.
good.
It's all write-ins.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all write-ins for Aaron. So I like your
Okay, so it's a write-in for me too.
Yeah, that's a write-in for you. Okay, Mr. Aaron, do you pick one of those 4, or do you have your own?
Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Twitter poll this time.
Wow.
The story. That's my vote.
Story. That's your vote.
I really
Awesome.
love
I like it.
I love the characters and how they relate to each other, and I guess that's what you call a story. So
Yes.
no, I really love Din Djarin and his relationship as he kind of develops into a father figure throughout the series, and how that relates to Grogu. And he's got these conflicting values where he wants to be a good Mandalorian. He also wants to be a good bounty hunter. And both of those values kind of conflict with him being a good father to Grogu. And as that kind of unfolds in relationship to other people, such as Ahsoka throughout the show, I think it really shines the light on what's really important and what's really valuable in life. So I'm gonna have to go with the story.
Well said, my friend. Jeez, you summarized Mandalorian up just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always for me. It's chapter 3 when he looks at the council and the ball's gone, or the ball is like he starts to put the ball back on, and he's like, "I gotta go. I'm going back." And that to me is like the cat's meow, the cat's pajamas, all the cats. I just like that. For me, it's like he's this ruthless guy, and like you said, he wants to be a good Mandalorian, changes, and he knows that like these guys are not really good guys, and I don't like what possibly could do with kid, and I don't know. And just like for me, it's like all kind of that value system of like him kind of making that switch is just money, and all the other stuff is just like just add-ons that are good add-ons. It's not junk, but it's like, oh my gosh, yes, give me more of this. Yes, give me this. So I think that's great. The Twitter agreed with you, Aaron. It's the story. So that got 67% of the vote. The armor didn't get any. That's okay. The Mandalorian, we know it's cool.
Yeah.
But then we had 11% on the effects, and 22% on the music. I mean,
Okay.
they're all kind of right there. I mean, some of these I kind of make trick questions. They're all good right there. But we do have some comments. So this is coming from 3D Fandom. It's always going to be the story for me, and the music. They nailed it with the music. And then he puts a GIF of I Have Spoken. So yes, that is true. Yes, that is absolutely true. We got Sidebar Cantina. I chose a story, which is absolutely amazing, full of fantasy and adventure, and keeps me on the edge of my seat week after week. But shout out to my sweet, innocent, 50-something-year-old, beautiful baby, Grogu from Luna Girl. Thank you, Luna. Yeah. It is like Grogu has stole our hearts on, Yeah. And then our very own. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I say I did check the story on the Twitter poll, regardless of what I just said here, which is basically probably the same thing as story.
Right. And then we have my very own Carla. The story is fantastic, but Ludwig coming in the clutch with that music.
Yeah.
Smiley face, okay sign, and then a music score sheet. So there you go. I love it. I love it. So there you go. That is the Twitter poll of the week. So every week we'll run those polls. Please vote. And if you want to comment, we will read those on the air every week. So thank you so much. Aaron.
It's time for news of the week. Okay, first up, we have from Deadline.com, Jurassic Park and Star Wars artist and animator Phil Tippett launches NFT on platform Super Rare. Oh my God, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm glad you answered, Todd, because
yes.
we're about to put that to bed. So,
okay, thank you.
The respected industry vet, known for his work on franchises including Star Wars, Jurassic Park, RoboCop, and Starship Troopers, is selling a segment of his 1984 Go Motion animated short film Dinosaur on digital art marketplace Super Rare. This is thought to be the first artwork by an Oscar winner to be sold as a non-fungible token. If you don't know what that is,
what the heck does that mean?
It's basically a unique digital item that can't be duplicated or sold elsewhere. It's like a unique artifact thing.
Wow.
There's no.
We are in the future. We are in the future. So it's kind of like it's kind of like Bitcoin.
Right. So Super Rare.
Oh, it's a scam.
Yes. Super Rare has been described as Instagram meets Christie's, as in the auction house. It's a marketplace to collect and trade digital artworks, and where each artwork is tokenized as a crypto collectible digital item. Tippett created the stop motion miniature chess scene in the original Star Wars film.
Yes, he did.
The Go Motion animation for the AT-AT Imperial Walkers, and the hybrid Tauntauns in The Empire Strikes Back, and the Creature Shop in Return of the Jedi, for which he won his first Oscar.
Yes.
All right, gang, what do we think of this? Is this the future? Is this someone trying desperately to hold on to whatever they can get? Thoughts on this so far?
I'll let Dan go.
Oh boy. Thank you. Somebody attempting to I don't know, trying it out and seeing if he can squeeze any money out of it, but I don't know about NFTs in general. I'm very skeptical.
Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin, I know there's money there, but I don't get it. So it's hard for me to wrap my brain around it. But I do get the digital experience where it's like, if it is unique and somehow can't be replicated, I see the appeal of that. You know, and you know, unfortunately, we're in this kind of weird spot of like, I do like physical media, but I also have a digital library, and so I understand this.
Yeah.
But I also, you know, I have in my basement, I have no more wall space for any of my crazy artwork that I like and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of like the idea of like this digital thing, but it's like I don't at the same time, it's like it's hard to put money behind that and say, yeah, this is super rare, but I could show you on my phone or something. I don't know. It's just it's weird
Yeah.
to me, you know. So
Yeah, it's
Although it
like
is on.
he's
Yeah.
trying to sell like bits of animated film.
yeah,
But
that was on physical media from a Go Motion Puppet.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little bit strange to me because I don't think he owns the whole thing. Maybe he does. I don't know. But
Well, if it's his short, I think he does. I mean, he owns that's his film, so I guess he would he technically owns it, you know. But
yeah, maybe if he's like the producer or director of it, I don't know.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean, it's similar. It's similar, right? It's similar to like if you had a prop, like if somebody bought a piece of the Death Star, dude, that's fantastic. But like
right.
if you told me, if Aaron, you told me, hey, I bought this digital piece of Death Star, I'd be like, okay, you know, like
Yeah,
you know,
I guess it'd be
that's
like if I bought the model of Peter Cushing that they used for Rogue One. It's like
yes.
I don't know. Do you see this becoming kind of the model for future Star Wars memorabilia? Is this just kind of inevitable, or is this a weird one-off?
Like I said, there's a super appeal to have something like a movie used prop. Like I
Mhm.
get that. Like this was in the movie. And but like fact that you can't I mean, I don't know how you make it ultra rare without like a screen grab. Like I could say, okay, this dinosaur that's for sale or whatever, it's like, okay, I have this screen grab of that same dinosaur in like it. I don't know how you could equate the two that this is something unique and I would spend money on that, you know. Just like the example again, like if you told me you have this digital Death Star piece, but I can go to the movie and find it on frame, blah, blah, blah at this, it's like, what's the difference between that, the two digital mediums, you know? That's where I have a hard time, you know. I don't know. I guess I would have to see a couple different more examples to then say, maybe I, drop a $10 or $50, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is,
Yeah, I think it's just like an embedded digital code in there someplace that's not visible.
Yeah.
It just indicates that this particular copy of the file is unique.
Unique.
But
Yeah.
there could be, there could be other, a whole bunch of other copies out there that look
Yeah.
exactly the
Yeah.
same. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Yeah. Very interesting. More to come. I guess we'll see. I think the same thing, which is weird about Bitcoin. It's like it only has value if people put value in it. So as soon as somebody, if it becomes a thing and it gets more popular, therefore the value would increase. So yeah, I just trying to relate it to a Star Wars thing where I'm like, yeah, I would want something like that, again, just have to kind of wait and see. All right,
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well, Todd, I'm glad you asked because we have an article from StarWars.com. Go on a healthy roll with this BB-8 cauliflower toast. So, Star Wars Fuel Your Force is a commitment to finding your inner force through an active and healthy lifestyle. Thank you, Star Wars. Right. What could we do without you?
Yes.
Taking inspiration from the strong stories and characters from the Star Wars galaxy, these nutritious recipes are good for you and full of flavor and sure to bring balance to the Force and your inner well-being. So
Hmm.
this recipe basically makes little BB-8 shaped toasts from cauliflower, and they replace traditional bread with a homemade cauliflower alternative. Quick to make, they're a tasty meal any time of the day. The fact that they resemble the spherical little astromech somehow makes them even tastier.
Of
So
course they do.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
and
duh.
Yeah.
any thoughts on this? The only thing I can think of is it's nice to have gluten-free alternatives to
Yes. Yeah.
foods that we love and enjoy because yeah, that can really screw people up. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Both
just
my
looks like something
both,
fun you can make.
yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a couple of these on, on a serving platter. I think that would be very cool, Yeah, like you said, two of my kids are gluten free, so this would be kind of cool. I'm not a big cauliflower fan though. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
kind of a it's more of a vessel for carrying more interesting, flavorful ingredients. So we'll
there,
have to see how that
there you
works.
go.
Like BB-8's caught in a cheese trap. Look out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah. All right, what else we got, Aaron? What we closing with?
Well, this is from Fansided, and we have Chicago Med star Brian T joining the cast of a new Star Wars series. Oh my God.
Hmm.
So,
Mhm.
Chicago Med
Mhm.
star Brian T is about to make waves as part of another iconic franchise via his role in the cast of Disney Plus's newest original Star Wars series. That's right, this fall, Disney Plus will expand its Star Wars catalog with the launch of its new anime anthology series, Star Wars Visions, a collection of animated original short films designed to explore the unique animation style and perspective of each anime studio behind the films. And for their
Hmm.
first foray into anime, Disney Plus has
Yeah.
lined up an all-star vocal cast, including Brian T. As announced by Disney Plus, T will voice the character Ronan in the animated short film The Duel, in which he'll co-star alongside Lucy Liu and Jaden Waldman as part of the English dubbed vocal cast. Although
Wow.
Disney Plus has not yet released the official synopsis for The Duel, it's unclear to know what exactly to expect from the animated short. But if the trailer for Star Wars Visions is any indication, fans should be in for quite a treat. What do we have to say about this? Todd, are you familiar with Brian T? Do you know anything
I am
about him?
not. I have nothing. I don't watch this Chicago, what is it, fire, police, PD. I don't
Yeah,
I
this
don't
seems to
I
be
don't
like the spin-off of a spin-off where,
Yeah.
you have Chicago Fire, you have Chicago PD, and then this is kind of the
Right,
third
right,
string
right, right.
show.
Yeah.
But still, that
I,
seems pretty cool.
dude, but I am stoked about Visions. I am
Mm,
like, bring it. I love, I love me some anime. And I love that they gave freedom, so it can be canonical, it cannot, it can be
right.
whatever it wants.
Hmm.
And I love that freedom that they're giving these studios. These are not, these are high end studios that produce amazing animation, and I am like, through the moon, through the Death Star, through hyperspace, whatever I'm through. I'm super stoked for this. I think it's gonna be great. And there's other people that they've cast. We know that our boy Mark Thompson's also in, is doing a voice, and then they got Christopher Sean, who voiced Kaz in Resistance, and he's coming back to do something. I mean, there's a lot of star power in the English dub version, and I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be cool to kind of expand the universe, and especially visually, which Star Wars is very visual. I think anime is a great place to get weird and funky.
I'm very excited. I've been
Yeah.
craving for something to break the mold for quite a while now, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and I think for like the back to Brian T. I mean, like, this is such a great way to put on the old resume, and I think it. Part of me too is like, once you're part of the Star Wars family, that's a great family to be, and I would love to explore some of his other work, but I see what he delivers in this, in this short. Be cool.
right? And I believe David Harbour is also doing one of the English dub roles.
Okay.
So that should be
Wow.
super interesting.
Yeah.
From Stranger Things fame.
And Black Widow.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, really? Scarlet? Really?
No, I meant David Harbour.
Oh, yes.
Stranger
Thank
Things
you.
and Black Widow.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Yep. So he's crossing those boundaries, and I'm super excited to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, like, once you kind of in that Disney family, you know, they kind of like, hey, you want to do this thing and have this project, and I think that's exciting, you know. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I think this is going to be amazing. just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still interested to see if they're going to do kind of if this is just, you know, the 9 shorts are in one release, or they are really going to do like they usually do, where they release it every week, or we're just going to get, here's all 9, enjoy, you know. So I'm not sure. I don't know if they've come out and said what that release schedule is. So I'm interested to see if it's a weekly thing, or if they're just going to say, here's Star Wars Visions, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're doing a weekly release. I think they're just going to release it all at once and be like,
Yeah.
you weebs have fun. I could be wrong about that.
Right. Yeah.
It seems like for something kind of as fanciful and loose from strictures as this is, I think they're just going to dump it all and be
just
like,
dump it all. Yeah.
enjoy.
Well,
Have
Here you
fun.
go.
They're stringing out the what ifs, right?
Yeah, they are.
And did they?
Yeah.
And they
That's true.
did they string out the? I think I haven't seen the Bad Batch, but did they? I think they strung that out too.
That was every week.
Yes,
Yep.
they did.
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to be contrarian and bet you imaginary bucks that they'll do it in
Okay.
a series.
Okay.
It seems like that's what Disney Plus is doing. Like, I don't know.
I enjoy both ways. You know, like I enjoy both ways. It's like, okay, Netflix. Yeah. It's great to, you know, have it all at once, but the problem is like it's hard to have a discussion, you know, via social media or interpersonal. Well, I stayed up all night and watched all of Stranger Things, and you're like, dude, I want to slow burn. Maybe I'll kill, you know, like maybe I'll sneak in another one, but I don't want to do like all of them right away, you know? And I think too, that's where, you know, where you have that every weekly format, it really drives that conversation, you know? So I think
like the Mandalorian, I think if they dropped the whole Mandalorian at once, so we'll see what they do, but
yeah, exactly. But to Aaron's point, because it's like a cartoon format, and there are shorts, and they're all different kind of genres. It's not just like a continued story. They're all different stories. I could see it also. They're just like, here you go. This is Star Wars Visions, and enjoy, you know, so.
That'll be interesting. Yeah. Cause are they going to treat it like the what ifs, or are they going to treat it like a big, like a single thing? Yeah.
Yep. So that was all the news fit to print right there, Aaron.
Indeed. And now it's time for Candina Chat. All right, the part of the show where we talk about everything geeky and weird going on with our lives. Todd, what's up with you?
Well, Aaron, I just finished Alien audiobook, and it was written by Alan D. Foster, and that is the gentleman that wrote technically the movie adaptation to Star Wars. He ghost wrote it for George, and he wrote the first sequel, Splinter of the Mind's Eye. So there's a little Star Wars connection. But our Metroid discussion got me percolated. I was like, I like me some Alien, and so I did purchase this book a while back, and I never got to it, and so I finally did and enjoyed it. It was cool consuming it from a audiobook format, so that was cool. Awesome. Enjoyed that. Also Metroid related, I'm going through Axiom Verge, and this game is a chef's kiss to anything 80s side scroller and all that kind of stuff. So it's It's delicious. So I'm working through that, trying to enjoy it, but also trying to beat it. And so I'm working through that. And then wrestling, yes, wrestling. I like my wrestling. CM Punk is back. So if you're not familiar with
Ooh.
CM Punk, he is a Chicago-based wrestler, and he's been gone from the scenes for about 7 years. Took a little stint in MMA fighting, but he's kind of been absent in the wrestling world, and he had a very kind of toxic relationship with the WWE. And so he's kind of been out of the scenes for a little bit, and he's come back to A&W, and he was at the United Center, which is a Chicago, stadium where the Bulls play. And if you've ever been to a wrestling event since CM Punk left, there's always been a good CM Punk chant. And so there's been rumors for a couple weeks now that he was actually going to sign with AEW, make it happen. And so the stadium started chanting CM Punk right from the beginning, and the music hit, and grown men cried, and it was fantastic. So,
Awesome.
So that was really cool. That was a cool thing. And then on the WWE side, a couple wrestlers showed up. Becky Lynch, who she got pregnant. Now she's back in wrestling and doing that. And Brock Lesnar, who was also an MMA fighter, showed up on SummerSlam 2021. So it was a cool weekend for wrestling fans everywhere. So
Awesome.
yeah. Dan, how about you? Been doing anything geeky
Oh my
fun this
gosh.
week?
So this past weekend, for the first time I went to a comedy music festival called the Fump Fest, FUMPFEST. It was in Wheeling Hotel in Wheeling. Met a whole bunch of other fellow comedy musicians, and if you are at all interested in comedy music, both like geeky and non-geeky, thefump.com has got a whole bunch of stuff, including a whole bunch of people's Star Wars parodies and other things that people like, especially if you like the Go in Jawa, that you would find. That's a whole other avenue for people. So that was my most recent activity, I think.
You met real people, Dan?
There were real people.
God.
We were all.
What?
Well, I met real people, from the eyes up.
Yeah.
And then they had it so indoors everybody was masked except when you were performing on stage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was their
That's
compromise.
safe. Yeah, that's safe.
Yeah, so that seemed, and it wasn't too, it was a drag. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
It still worked. I think there were people that may have come. People who were really worried about it didn't come, I think.
Yeah.
That particular conditions or whatnot. But there were some kids there. Everybody was real careful with the kids who are too young to get the vaccine yet. But,
Yeah. Oh, fun.
It was it was good. It was hysterical. It was like 2 3 basically 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just full of great weird.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah.
did you perform or you just came to
I just had like a couple of songs in a showcase, which was so like 10 minutes, and then I got commissioned to help them do like close out the thing at the end of the closing ceremony with an old Weird Al parody of an old 1920s song to say farewell to people with.
Mhm.
It's got Cheerio, Cherry Lips, Cheerio was the original. and Weird Al's version is Cheerios, Apple Jacks, Cheerios.
Nice.
Nice.
So they had to do a little mashup of that, really schmaltz it up on the accordion. It was
Right. Yeah. Awesome. That's great. Aaron, what about you, my friend?
A little disappointing because it's been a pretty busy week. But I can say that I have this kind of like denim jacket where the sleeves are this kind of like sweatshirt material that I found
Okay.
at a thrift shop, and I got the bright idea to like customize it with patches. So I ordered one and it came in, and I learned how to sew a patch onto my jacket, and
Wow.
it looks great. So I ordered like a bunch more, and some of them I learned are in the Russian Federation, and as such, they could arrive 2 weeks from now. They could arrive like 6 weeks from now. We really don't know. They're gonna show up sometime, but I'm okay with that.
So you order more jackets so you can have more patches,
No.
more patches?
Other way around. Patches
Okay.
for my jacket.
Patches.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wow, how many jackets are you gonna sell, bro? You know?
Yeah, mostly like bands that I like, but also like a Star Wars patch or two. So
right.
should be fun. It's a neat
So punk
skill to
rock of
learn.
you.
Yeah.
So punk rock of you.
Yeah. And for my birthday, I got a Star Wars Legion model kit where it's the Cinder Squad. What's it called? Yeah, and it's like 4 of them, and it's sitting on my table right now, but very soon I'll be assembling them and then painting them, and that will be fun. I also got a solder kit. So there's this website I found where they make their own microphone parts. So like the body and the circuitry and the diaphragm and everything, they'll make it to basically kind of like clone much nicer and more expensive mics. And they'll basically like send you all the parts, so you have to assemble it yourself and solder it and wire it and everything. But it's supposed to
pretty much it's like
these
building
mics.
your own lightsaber, but microphone style.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's very DIY. It's very kind of put it together yourself, but it's supposed to mimic these much more expensive mics. So I'm probably going to give that a try in the near future.
Gonna give it a whirl. Yeah, give it a whirl.
Yeah, I'm on a bit of a job search, so I might have to push pause on that, but I have what I need to get it done. But yeah, when that makes sense, then I'll go ahead and do that and probably make some videos about it.
There you go. Cool. Throw in a kyber crystal or two, you got it, bro.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a light microphone.
Yeah, right.
Indeed.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. That's great.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up. So thanks again for listening to another episode of WSTR Galactic Public Access. You can check us out on the social media, WSTR Media, all one word, all lowercase. We want to hear from you, so please comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts. And hey, if you give us a 5-star rating, we will throw some swag directly into your face. I don't care where you are in the globe, we will find you and throw that swag right up in there. So retweet or email us a screenshot of the rating, and we'll read it on the next podcast. You could drop us an email at mailbox@wstrmedia.com. Leave us a voicemail at 630-557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. That way you can leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on an upcoming episode of the podcast. You can catch our entire back catalog of episodes at podcast.wstrmedia.com. And we are also brought to you by our merch store, store.wstrmedia.com, and our generous patrons over at Patreon, patreon.com/WSTRmedia. We're also part of the Red 5 Network, and it is a great family of Star Wars podcasts that is at Red 5 Network. Check it out. Our website is www.red5network.com for all the updates and shenanigans. Don't miss out. Also, thanks for hanging out with us in the YouTube chat, everybody. We stream live Monday nights at around 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Ish.
Yeah. Livestream.wstrmedia.com. Don't miss it. And Dan, where can all of our listeners find you and Captain Ambivalent on the socials?
Oh, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It's all Captain Ambivalent or CaptainAmbivalent.com.
Awesome.
Fantastic. All right.
It was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for
thank you for having me.
It was it was great.
And for putting up with my strange video black hole.
No, I think it added to the experience. And that's why you have to come to the live stream. Right.
There you go.
Living up to the name.
That's right. Exactly.
Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not.
Right.
Next week.
Now I'll be singing CGI Seagulls for a little bit.
Okay.
Awesome. Next week, episode 236, we're going back to our Imperial Inspection series, and we're looking at our Misunderstood Gungan Jar Jar Binks. You won't want to miss it, so tune in next week for that. All right, Todd, Dan, there's only one way to end this podcast. Now this is podcasting.
Say